Alrighty guys, welcome back to the channel. In this particular video, I'm going to be talking over this EURUSD backtest, and if you stay to the end, you're going to see we ended up over 200% in profit, which is amazing. But this video, I want to focus on a lot of questions I've been getting and some topics that you guys want me to touch on, and particularly focusing on the mindset of successful traders. And so what I did is I took the most common asked questions, or in this case, the first few points are going to be real life examples and how it can really monumentally change your trading if you kind of focus a lot more on your psychology rather than the trading aspect of it. And so I have all these bullet points that I want to get through. I wrote these down thinking about my personal journey and what it took to get here for myself. And so I'm hoping that as I explain these ideas to you guys, it kind of starts to click and you realize what it really means to be profitable. It's not what everyone else shows in the industry of like, oh, getting your payouts. No, no, no. You have to take 10 steps back to build yourself up to that point. And then, yeah, maybe at some point, yeah, your one trade is going to be worth 50 grand, right? Once you scale to $2 million account, that's pretty average, a 50 grand risk, 20 grand risk, you know? And so I have these bullet points. I'm going to start reading and then building off of what I have. And so one of the most important points I have on here is non-attachment to profits. And what I mean by that is many traders find success when they are not desperate for it. The less pressure you feel, the better your decisions. Trading should not be about desperation, but about following a well-honed process. So a lot of people I see in this industry that come to me personally are telling me, look, I have to rent, I have all this debt, I have to pay all this off. I'm going to be honest. When I started trading, I was in school debt. I was desperate. Back in the day when I was in middle school, I was desperate to make all this money. I wanted to do all these great things, wanted to play video games, wanted to buy toys, wanted to whatever it might have been. And I was acting from a place of desperation. That is the most dangerous thing you can do because now you're not doing it for, a career. You're doing it to make short-term money. And so we all know that you can either have like lots of money, short-term money, or what was the other one? Fast money. And you can only pick two of those, And so you can have lots of fast money and a lot of it, but it's going to be very short term. It's not going to be sustainable over long term. Or you can have little money over a long period of time that will scale and it'll give you that long term capital that you need. And so trading is one of those things that you should not be desperate for it. If you are doing this to make money for whatever it might be, you have to pay off debt, you have to pay off medical bills. Trading is definitely not for you. And it's going to take you years. It's going to set you back so far that you're just going to kind of resent yourself for it. So don't do that. Consistency and long-term thinking. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys an analogy. I'm sure you guys have heard about the artists who spend their entire life creating all these beautiful art pieces, and then one day, after not making years and years of sales, some multimillionaire comes in and he's like, I want to buy your art. And that very moment is the moment that artist, quote unquote, made it in the industry. And so trading is exactly like that. Trading is showing up every day to paint this photo, to paint this art that is just going to sit there, and you're going to show up and do your analysis, and you're going to work very hard to realize that nobody wants your art, to realize that there's no trade available. And so you need to be able to be very resilient and strong-headed to say, look, I know I showed up and my analysis, it just didn't play out. It's not primed for a trade. Show up tomorrow, show up the day after, the day after, the day after. And it's about this consistency, because the one day that you show up that the trade is present and you're there to take it, that's where the money's made, right? It's not you show up every day to trade, you show up every day to analyze the market to see if a trade is ready for you. And so an artist will work years and years, and then one sale will transform their entire journey. Now they're known as this very successful person. But people didn't see the work behind it of just sitting in an office, staring at the charts, drawing their art, and realizing that it wasn't ready to be sold, realizing that a trade wasn't there for them. And that's okay. That is very monumental. You need to realize that 99% of the time I'm on the market, I'm just looking at it. I'm not trading. I'm not trying to look at every pattern and analyze what the market's going to do next. Like, you're just going to mess yourself up. It's not worth it. And so my next point is about patience and selective trading. Only trade when the market is clear and favorable. Not trading is better than making a poor trade. When you make a poor trade, you have a couple things going against you. Number one, you can lose the trade. But number two, you can be rewarded incorrectly for winning the trade. Imagine you win that trade and you did something wrong. You're being rewarded for doing the wrong action, and that's going to come back and bite you, because you're going to continue to repeat that action thinking that you should be making money, and then you're going to start to lose money, and then you're going to ruin it for yourself. And so don't be afraid to sit out of a market for weeks if necessary. Just wait for the optimal setups. You need to preserve your capital. That's the most important thing. If you're giving out your money to any trade and every trade, you got no edge. You got no potential there. You're just giving it to anything. And you need to know that your money's worth something, and you need to know what it's worth to be given up for a given amount of risk, right? And so point number 4, viewing drawdowns as part of the journey. A lot of people get so caught up in the drawdown. They're like, oh my gosh, dude, I've lost 5 trades in a row. Like, I'm going to lose the account. This goes hand in hand with risk management. Risking a good amount so you can mathematically never lose your trading account, or very low probability of losing your funded trading account, your personal trading account, whatever it might be. And so drawdowns are normal, and they should be seen as learning opportunities. You know, some systems even have longer drawdowns of periods before turning profitable. And so personally, for my journey, I've had so many systems that go into drawdown for the first 10 to 50 trades. I mean, that sounds kind of crazy. That was my earlier system. Now drawdown for me, the worst drawdown I've had is about 7%, which is about like 8 to 12 trades maybe. Think about that. Imagine taking 8 to 12 consecutive trades. You know, that could take a hit to your psychology. And it's, once again, a lot of it has to do with resilience and understanding your system. That's why testing is very important. Because if you're going into a drawdown of 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 trades, you're like, okay, that's normal. Once you cross like the 15 trade drawdown, you might start to wonder, okay, maybe there's something off here, right? And so, yeah, just focus on that. So yeah, number 5, focus on the process, not the outcomes. A lot of people, once again, it kind of ties into point number 4. A lot of people judge their system based on their returns, not how well they execute their system. And so successful traders will prioritize correct execution over immediate profits. That means that a successful trader, a very good trader, would much rather take a loss. Where was it? Would much rather take a loss than take a win for the wrong reasons, right? For the correct execution of it. So emphasizing the process over the results reduces the emotional stress. All these people are like, how do you get emotions out of this? It's make it into a process, right? Do all this testing, and then that's going to remove the emotional stress. You're going to know your numbers. You're going to be like, oh, I just lost 4 trades in a row. Like, oh my gosh, it's going bad. And it's like, if you know that your average drawdown is 4 trades, you're good. Like, you know, very soon, mathematically speaking, wins should start rolling in and compiling, right? And so reward yourself for following your rules, not for making money. Making money is simply a result of you following your rules. It's not about making the money. It's about following your rules that you have proven to be profitable, right? And keep in mind, this is 8 years of my trading experience that I'm dropping on you. Just what came to mind, what people are asking for, how I can help you guys, right? And so adaptability is the point number 6. A good trader adapts to changing market conditions. What that means is if a market condition stops looking like the market condition that your edge executes on, so like if you're very familiar with a given type of price action, which I am, and then all of a sudden the market condition starts changing, then don't trade that. It is not part of your edge. You need to be able to adapt to those market conditions. Money flows in and out of different markets. It might flow into oil, flows out of oil, goes into cryptocurrency, right? There's only so much money in this world. It can't be all across every market. You need to know what markets the money is in, and whichever the money ain't in, you better not be in that, because you're just going to be losing a lot, right? Okay? So very important to stay flexible and prepared. Adjust your approach. Like if you see you start taking a lot of losses on gold for some odd reason, even though you're following your system to the T, just stop trading it. Make that part of your system. Say, okay, after 10 losses, let's say your average drawdown is 5 losses and you're at 10, you just cut that market off for a while. And then you backtest on it, you realize what's been going on, and then you can look to re-implement it, right? It's about being flexible and not being so rigid. That's why algorithms will have a very hard time replacing humans. It's because humans are very variable. We have emotions, we have all these things that influence our decisions. Robots are just buy, sell, what variables were met, and exact variables, right? And so that's what makes us very special as humans. You know, we're never going to be able to be replaced in the trading world, right? And so just be flexible, right? A robot might not have that emotional dependence that we have where it says, you know, I've taken a lot of losses. What if I just step back? No, a robot's going to say, continue trading, like just follow your rules. Humans, we're lucky, you know? Okay. So number 7, data-driven decisions. Using data to build confluence reduces psychological pitfalls. For example, like FOMO. That's a very big one. People ask me how to get rid of FOMO. It's like, you got to just backtest. You got to learn the data behind your system, clear up your edge, so know what you're trading, and then that's it. Like, it's as simple as that. Don't go reading books. Don't waste your time with that shit. Just backtest. And once you see the results behind your test and you see 5 losses in a row, you're going to be like, oh, that's just part of it, you know? Here in the next few 10 trades, I'm going to get a really, really nice winner, statistically speaking. Now, this is not financial advice, of course. I forgot to lead with that, but you get the point. Okay, so number 8, learning from others. This is an important one, and this kind of ties in for the reason why I'm filming this video. Engaging with a trading community or YouTube channel or from me, whoever it might be, learn from others' mistakes to avoid them yourself. Now, don't go to the corny YouTube videos where they're like, yeah, 100% win rate. None of that shit works, guys. And if you want to know why, go watch my other videos. Like, I really break it down for you. And I'll be releasing another video talking about like support and resistance and more common topics. Because people, I feel bad for all the newbies. I was one of those at some point, going through all the like support resistance, supply and demand, all those videos. And it's just like, yeah, I got lost for a few years. I found myself and then I built out something that worked for me. But, just trying to help those out there that are new and just trying to keep it honest with everyone at this point. So, example, seeking insights from experienced traders. So, for me, 8 years in the industry, I've gone through a lot, through pretty much anything and everything you could imagine, through scams, through good stuff, bad stuff, good trades. I remember I was making giant returns with 1 to 500 leverage. Like, I was on some crazy stuff, but yeah. Okay. So how much time do I have? Okay. So, number 9, avoid comparing yourself to someone else, because comparison is a thief of joy, right? You might be really happy with your system. You're like, yeah, I just did 100%. And then you see me over there or some other guy on YouTube. Yeah, guys, I just did 1,000% in the same time frame, in the same, currency pair, whatever it might be. Do not compare yourself, because that's going to lead you down a path of you're always going to be wanting to refine your system, refine. It's like, no, that guy got 1,000. Why can't I get 1,000? And then you're just going to waste time and you're never really going to build yourself. And so once you actually have an edge that you've back tested on paper, just begin to actualize it. Don't worry about perfecting it. You'll perfect it as you start making money, right? And so trading is a very individual journey. Comparing yourself to other people is going to ruin you. I am not kidding. I've seen people post giant returns and then you try to go copy that and it just ruins it for you. You had a really good system, you drop that to go refine your system, and now your system shit. Like, we've all been down that road, and if you haven't, just don't go down that path, right? Focus on yourself. Even if you're making 10% a month, that's still really good. I remember some people, I was doing what, 300, 350 a month on some given back tests, and all these guys dropped everything they were doing to come follow me, and it's like, you guys had very profitable systems, and this system that I've built out for myself is so unique to me that it's going to take you another 6 to 12 months to 24 months to build it out the way I built it out for myself. So why are you going to give up your, it's special to you. Don't give that up, right? Okay, so focus on your progress rather than getting caught up in everyone else's results. If you're in a community, don't pay attention to everyone else. Close out the general chats, close out the people getting 100x returns, whatever that might be. Close that shit out. Focus on yourself. It's just going to ruin you, right? All right, number 10, treat trading as a craft. Mastering trading is like mastering any craft. Guys, this is a whole industry. This is a career. This isn't just, it's like becoming a doctor, right? Working very hard to become a doctor, but trading is the only career that, number 1, is going to reward you exponentially, right? Doctors, you can only, I know a few doctors and they make what, $250,000 a year, $500,000, 1 to 2 million a year, but that's kind of where it caps out, right? Trading, guess what? It's not like we stop, it's exponential, right? And so, yeah, if you're willing to dedicate, I guess for me, 8 years of your life for this, think about it. If you gone to college, it took you 8 years of elementary school, 4 years of college, and throw in another 2 years for a master's, that's already like 18 to 20 years, right? To get a degree that's going to pay you, for me, 120 grand a year, right? So think about that, 120 grand a year, or you can dedicate a few years, without touching the market, of just studying stocks and whatnot. That's going to take you 2-3 years, right? And you'll be making exponential growth. Yeah, you're going to start off with a small account. It's going to be a tough start, however you start. But once you get the ball rolling, it's like you got it in the bag, So yeah, it's a very difficult skill to master. Everyone talks about the statistic, like 95% of traders fail, whatever it might be. Just don't pay attention to that shit. If you really, really want it, you're gonna get it. But really put in that work. The way I have, the 16-hour, late nights, all that crazy shit, right? Yeah. So just trying to see what else I should mention here. Okay, so 11, managing pressure. Contrary to popular belief, working under pressure leads to mistakes. Everyone's like, yeah, under pressure, I get my work done quicker, blah, blah, blah. Trading is one of those things where, number 1, quit the alcohol, quit the drugs, quit the whatever it might be. Just stop, because you ain't going to make it in this industry. You need a very sharp mind, and you need a lot of sleep every night, and you just need to be working to the most optimal performance of your brain. You see all these guru traders on YouTube that go out partying every night, and then they wake up the next morning all hungover and they're like, yeah, let's go trading, guys. It's like, no, guys, stop believing that shit. I am telling you from personal experience, that shit does not fly. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't anything. You are not going to make it in this industry if you don't have a very sharp brain. That's where you make mistakes. And under pressure too, right? If you work hard without pressure, you are likely to produce better results. Many people think they perform better under stress. That is not true. Your quality of your back testing, of your market analysis will go down. And this is scientifically proven. If you are working with minimal sleep, if you're working with bad food in your system, with whatever it might be, lots of stress from school, from work, from you have a family, whatever it might be, your performance in trading will be hurt. That's why you need to focus on yourself. Treat yourself, right? Make sure you are healthy. Make sure you're not drinking a shit ton of soda. You're hitting the gym. You don't have to hit the gym. Just be healthy. Eat healthy, right? And everything will pay out for itself. So, number 12, avoid over complication. This is going to be very hard at first because when we're all first traders, we want to throw in 50 different indicators on the chart. We got the RSI, the moving averages, the MACD. I remember this back in my day. I was about 12 and I just got into trading and I threw in every single indicator and I'm like, yeah, when the RSI is undersold, we're going to buy in, but then we have to make sure that this other indicator is under these parameters. No. Guys, I know it's very tempting and go for it. Like, give it a shot. Maybe it works out for you, but I know it doesn't. And many of you guys also know, like if you're here at my channel, it's because you've already gone through most of the journey and you're here just to get serious about it, right? And so stick to a few setups you're confident in and fewer variables, this is important, lead to more consistent performance. The moment you start adding more variables, like for example, I do use volume, but not for the reason you guys think. I don't use it to see when money's coming into the market or, I have videos on this, so I don't want to break it down right now, but yeah, keep it simple. Keep it very simple. Some of the richest people, I think it was Richard D. Wyckoff, or who else? Daniel, some other really, really successful trader. All he used on his chart was like a moving average, like a simple moving average of like a 250, something like that. I think it was a 200 moving average. That was how simple his system was. But he had the conviction to operate that system because he had tested years and years and years of data. So test. Sorry, and keep your system super, super simple, okay? Number 13, here, give me a second. I'm going to grab a quick drink. Ooh, losing my voice. Okay, number 13, disassociating from monetary goals. Focus on the process and treat trading like it's a game. This mindset will help reduce the emotional attachment to money. The most successful traders view trading as a challenge rather than a path to quick wealth. Once you disassociate the monetary value from trading, like throw the trading away, guys, like it changes it. It changes the entire game for you, but it's very hard because you go on Instagram and you see the guy with the Lambo, the guy with the penthouse, the guy traveling the world. I'm currently traveling right now, but I know that if I post videos of the cars, the traveling, whatever it might be, what I do, that it's going to throw you guys onto the wrong path, right? Do not focus on the money. I don't care about the money. I care about the challenge. The challenge is great. It's like, okay, like how am I going to do this upcoming week, So do not worry about the money. If you're doing this for money, you're doing it for the wrong reason, right? I started doing it for the money, but after I realized that it's going to take years and years for this to kick in, I stopped caring about the money. I'm just like, look, I'm too invested into this. I can't give it all up, right? So yeah, don't worry about money. Number 14, use data over emotion. This kind of goes back to some of the first initial points. The more data you have, the less impulse decisions you're going to make and less emotional. So like less emotional reactions you have. So record and refine your strategy with that, right? It's a very simple point. Number 15, the importance of backtesting. Backtesting will validate your strategy viability. It will tell you long-term, this is the most important thing about trading, long-term longevity is how good is it going to perform? Like, yeah, who cares if it makes you 50 grand in the next week, right? I want to know how much money your system will make me over the next 5 years, 10 years, 100 years. And that's why in my backtest, I'll go back to gold prices when they first opened up, right? Long time ago, right? And if it was profitable then and it's still profitable now, guess what? It's very, very likely going to be profitable in another 100 years. So very good. Sorry about that. And testing can prevent live trading failures. This is very important because people don't realize how fast the market moves, like especially those on the lower time frame. I enter on the 5 minute, which isn't too slow. That means I have a 5 minute period to get involved into the market on average, a little under that, but people do not realize how quickly it takes for their setup to set up on the live market and place their trade, and they have to calculate their market position order and all this crazy stuff, and they just get very scrambled up. So do some back testing and pretend as if the market were playing out live, or even better, do a little bit of forward testing, and then that'll give you excellent idea of how fast the market moves. Once again, backtesting, backtesting, backtesting. The most important thing you could be doing for yourself, okay? 16 is knowing when to sit out. Sometimes the best move is just to stay out of the market, right? Forced trades will ruin your edge. Anything you force is going to ruin your edge. It's going to slightly chip away at it. Yeah, maybe one time when you force an edge, you get a nice little winner, but that ain't going to work out in the long run because you're soon going to start forcing every other trade. You're like, well, that one worked out. What about this next one, right? Okay. Give me a second. Getting some water. Okay. So yeah, just be patient and wait for your clean setups, okay? So number 17, confidence in one system. Oh, this is one of the biggest ones I've seen in this entire industry. Guys, this is important. Switching your systems will often lead to inconsistency. It's going to ruin you. Master one approach before exploring any other, right? Stick with one system long enough to develop mastery and avoid unnecessary losses, okay? I've seen this so many times where people have a system going for them, and then they see someone else trading on another time frame and they just got a very good trade and they're like, you know what? My system never even worked to begin with. I'm going to go see what they're doing. And they jump onto that bandwagon. And so the way I like to teach or formulate the videos and how I was taught is we all have the same basic understanding, but everyone gets to build their own unique system for how they, number one, like how often they can be on the charts and all that stuff. But more importantly, how their brain operates, right? Everyone's brain is so different. And so you see all these people like jumping from system to system, seeing which one sticks. And it's like, yeah, maybe at first that will help a little bit. You can kind of figure out and experiment what you want. But once you've been backtesting a system for over a week, like you need to dedicate yourself or just give up, right? Don't waste your time. The most painful thing is when you put in so much time into something, it doesn't work out, and then you just give up, and then it's like, damn, I just lost how many weeks of whatever, and I had a good system going, and now I'm lost again, you know? That's happened to me. I'm not gonna lie. Been in the industry for so long that I've done that a couple times. You know, I see someone else doing something really good and I'm like, well, maybe I'm missing something. Let me go and try their system. And then you kind of find out that their system wasn't even working that well. It's just that one very successful trade that you saw, right? Okay. So I'm going to skip point 18. Once again, it just kind of touches on observing and learning from other people's mistakes. Review. This is kind of important. Review what trades failed and which ones went right. At the end of the week, just go through the most basic markets, right? On Friday afternoon, go through all the markets, see if you would have gotten a trade, and then call it good. Like, you don't have to dive that deep into it, right? Point 18, observe and learning from your mistakes, right? Oh yeah, I said I was skipping that one, but yeah, I touched on it. Point 19, building resilience. Once again, it's going to take a long time, guys. It is going to take such a long time that if you do not have the patience, just give up now. I'm going to tell you it straight up. If you do not have the patience, give up now, because you're going to be wasting so much time trying to get this trading thing to go. So yeah, just, it's not worth your time, guys. Go figure out some other sport, gambling, poker, whatever it might be. Trading is just gambling if you do not have the patience to spend years to develop an edge. It doesn't even have to be years. It took me years, but yeah. Okay, and my final point, this is important. Long-term perspective on outcomes. This is another thing that I see a lot of people struggling with, and I really, really want to emphasize this. Individual trade outcomes don't matter, right? They don't matter. What does matter is the overall long-term performance. You can lose the next 10 trades. And if you look at those 10 trades, you're going to say, yeah, this system sucks. But on the next trade, you could have gotten a 23 RR runner. That puts you up 13 RR after those 10 losses, right? I don't care about your last 20 trades. I care about your last 100, last 150, last 1,000 trades. Because, yeah, your next trade is pathetic. It's all this random mathematic, what do you call it? Randomness that we cannot control, right? And so, I forgot the phrase, but there was this phrase that kind of discussed about this. The very next trade you take, doesn't matter if it's going to be a win or a loss, right? It's randomized. It's like flipping a coin. You don't know. Yeah, there's this mathematical number that tells you, oh, 50% win rate. Like, I might win, I might lose 50-50, but that's not what you care about. That's not what I care about. You shouldn't care about that. You should care about your next 10, 50, 100 trades, right? Oh my goodness, I lost 5 trades in a row. Bro, shut up. It doesn't matter at all. Okay, unless your equity curve is just going down to hell, like straight down, you shouldn't worry about that, right? So adopt a long-term view, right? Long-term, only care about long-term. If you start a backtest and your first 10 trades are down, don't stop. because you might have a very, very, very good system right in front of you that you're just willing to throw away for nothing, right? I see that's the biggest thing I see people do. They have a really good system, and 10 trades in, they're like, "No, fuck this. It doesn't work." And then they throw it out. And so what you need to worry more about is proper risk management. Manage your risk a little better, right? And then you don't have to worry about taking so many losses. Like if you risk 0.5% per trade, you could lose 10 trades and you're only going to lose 5% of the account, right? Like I see all these people risking 20% per account per trade, and I'm like, guys, 5 trades and your account is done, or even less, right? So adopt that long-term view to manage the psychological effects of losses. And you need to recognize that each trade is just part of the larger picture, right? So don't worry about that. Those are the top points, guys. I really, really hope this makes a difference in someone else's life. I'm going to add a little bonus in here for you guys. This is going to be the most important thing that I think has made a difference in my trading. And I'm not even reading off notes anymore. I'm just going to speak this out the way I think it should be spoken, right? And so a lot of people have problems with FOMO, forcing trades, making money to pay debt, whatever it might be. They're in this rush to make money, right? They're like, oh my gosh, the market's moving without me, whatever it might be. Guys, the biggest thing that has made a difference in my life is figuring out your purpose, right? Purpose for some people might be starting a family, might be having a family, raising a good family. Another purpose might be starting a big corporation over on your side and you're just hustling. Another purpose might be becoming the best football player in the industry, right? Another purpose might be opening up orphanages, schools, hospitals, churches, that kind of stuff, right? Okay? Because once you figure out your purpose, you will no longer care about trading. And it's not that you won't care that you're going to drop it. It's that you're going to care to the point where you don't care about the monetary value of it, but rather the success within it. Because I'm not driven by money. I'm driven by the challenge. And so once you become driven by the challenge, guys, like you're not going to worry about the money. The money is this distraction that they put in front of you for you to just chase after it. And it's this greed that comes into you. And that's what spoils it for most people, right? 95% of traders lose. Like that's a lot of people. And it's because we're all chasing this one thing, which is money. The few traders at the very top, the most successful ones, do you think they care that their next $100 million trade is going to lose? No, because they have billions of dollars, right? So why are they going to care? Meanwhile, you and I are over here worrying about losing our $200. Like, how come these rich people, because they have so much of it, they don't care about it? And us over here, now we have so little about it, we give so much importance to it, right? And so for me, my biggest thing has been finding my purpose because I'm no longer chasing the money, right? And that's weirdly enough, it's some weird paradoxical thing where money just starts coming to you, right? It's very, very interesting. So, guys, I hope that helps a lot of you. I just want to be honest and help those that really could use it. And yeah, so I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your guys' days, whatever it might be. And just keep back testing. Don't stress it. It's part of the journey. You're going to go through some of the toughest things. Family is going to hate you, whatever it might be. Do not worry about it. This is a journey for you and yourself. Remember, guys, I'm here fighting with you. I've been through the worst of the worst, lost people. I've just been through some really horrible things in my life. And you guys are at the perfect spot to just, yeah, this is the place that the thing that I'm doing with this channel is growing it out as if I were watching this content when I was first starting. All this information that I'm putting out, and I'm doing it for free. Yeah, I'm doing it not for money. Clearly, I have a small channel. Like, I'm not going to get money off of that. I'm not doing it to start a community. I'm doing it to get all these like-minded people together, number one. Number two, share the knowledge that took me years and years to obtain, that I could rarely find out there. Like, this took me going on my own journey to figure it out. And so lots of these lessons were taken from other mentors that I learned from, just kind of piecing everything together. And so I hope this really helps you guys. I'm not here to sell you a course at all. Like, that's not my objective. I don't even have the fucking time for that. But I'm just here to give this information out to people that are really, really, really serious about their trading journey. If you go and look at my channel, my average YouTube video length is about 4 hours. I am not here to attract those like Instagram quick, whatever it might be, the short attention span people that are like, yeah, swipe, swipe, swipe. I got the new pattern in, like, we're going to go make money. No, this is a real path that if you're willing to take it, you could do this in under a year, in under 2 years. I just went down such a weird roller coaster of a path where it was highs and lows of making money, not making money, left, right, up, down. Like, it was crazy. And now that I've got my way down through this, I want to help others, okay? So yeah, guys, wish you the best of luck. I hope this video helps. Peace out.